Welcome back to the Coins channel where hidden history meets real money, and today's story is not just about a coin but about a moment frozen in metal, a moment that could change the way you look at the smallest penny in your pocket forever. Imagine holding a simple brown Lincoln cent and realizing it could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. And today we are talking about one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in the collecting world, the rare Lincoln penny dated 1961 with the D. Mint mark, a coin that most people have seen but very few truly understand. This is not just another old coin, this is a penny that has shocked collectors, dealers and long-time numismatists because of its rarity, condition, demand and unexpected current market value, reaching figures reported as high as $0.7879764 million, which has turned this small copper coin into a legend. The 1961 D Lincoln penny was minted during a time when America was changing rapidly. The Cold War was intense, space exploration was beginning, and everyday people were unknowingly using coins that would later become treasures. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1961, but within those millions a very small number were struck with unique characteristics, errors and exceptional quality that separated them from the rest. These special examples were never meant to be rare, yet today they are among the most hunted coins in the world. What makes the 1961 D Lincoln penny so special is not just its age, because many older pennies are common. It is the combination of strike quality, metal composition, die characteristics and preservation. During a time when coins were heavily circulated, most pennies from this era were used, abused, scratched and forgotten, but a rare few survived in nearly perfect condition, and those are the coins collectors are willing to pay life-changing money for. The Lincoln penny design itself is historic, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front, a symbol of unity, strength and American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this design was already iconic by 1961, and the reverse side featuring the Lincoln Memorial added even more historical importance when examining a genuine rare 1961 D penny. Experts look closely at the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, the clarity of the lettering, the strength of the mint mark and the original reddish copper luster that only exists on coins that were preserved perfectly for decades. Another reason this coin has become so valuable is because of rare minting anomalies. Some 1961 D pennies are known for double dies, repunched mint marks, off metal strikes and unusual planchet errors. These errors are microscopic to the untrained eye, but to collectors they are gold. Each error tells a story of a moment when the minting process went slightly wrong, creating a coin that should not exist, and those are the coins that bring record prices. Condition is everything in the coin world. A regular worn 1961 D penny might be worth only a small amount, but one graded at the highest levels by professional grading services becomes a completely different object. A coin graded in top mint state with original color and no damage is no longer just money, it becomes art, history and investment combined. Collectors compete fiercely at auctions, driving prices higher and higher, sometimes reaching astonishing levels like the reported $0.7879764 valuation that has stunned the market. The current market for rare Lincoln pennies is hotter than ever. More people are collecting, more investors are entering the coin world, and more attention is being given to small denomination coins that were once ignored. The 1961 D penny has benefited from this surge because it represents affordability, rarity, history and mystery all in one tiny coin. People love the idea that something so small and ordinary could secretly be worth more than houses, cars or businesses. Many collectors believe the value of this coin will continue to rise as fewer high-grade examples remain available. Once a top-quality coin is locked away in a private collection, it may not resurface for decades, making the remaining examples even more valuable. This scarcity fuels demand, and demand fuels price growth, turning the 1961 D Lincoln penny into a long-term treasure. What makes this story even more exciting is that these coins are still out there. Some may be sitting in old jars, drawers, collections inherited from relatives or forgotten boxes in attics. People all over the world are now checking their pennies with new eyes, hoping to discover that one rare example that could change everything. This is why the Lincoln penny remains one of the most searched coins in history, because the dream is still alive. At Coins we believe every coin has a story, but some stories are worth more than others, and the 1961 D Lincoln penny is proof that history, value and opportunity can exist in the smallest form. If you have one of these pennies, take a closer look, study it, protect it and consider professional grading, because what looks like a simple coin could be a silent fortune waiting to be revealed. If you love rare coins, hidden value and unbelievable stories, make sure you stay connected with the Coins channel, because we bring you the truth behind metal, money and the secrets that most people overlook. Remember, every penny matters, and sometimes one penny can be worth almost $1 million. Today you are about to hear a story that most people still do not believe even when they hold this coin in their own hands. This is the legendary Lincoln penny dated 1964 with the D mint mark, a simple brown copper coin that once passed through millions of pockets yet today has become one of the most talked about pennies in the coin world. People laugh when they hear a penny could be worth serious money, but stay with me because this story is not about face value, this is about rarity, myths, real discoveries, collector psychology, minting history, and why some examples of this coin have shocked the market and changed lives. The Lincoln penny is one of the longest-running coin designs in history, introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, and by 1964 America was in a powerful transition. The economy was changing, silver was disappearing from circulation, and the U.S. Mint was striking billions of coins every year, including pennies from solid copper. In 1964 the Denver Mint produced an enormous number of Lincoln cents marked with the D, but hidden inside this ocean of coins are tiny differences that separate common pocket change from collector legends. What makes the 1964 D Lincoln penny special is not just the date or the mint mark, but the combination of condition, strike quality, die variety, and mint errors that occurred during mass production. In that era, high-speed presses worked day and night, dies were reused longer than they should have been, and quality control was not what collectors expect today. This created coins with doubled features, misplaced letters, die cracks, off-center strikes, and unusual textures that only trained eyes notice at first glance. Over time, collectors began to discover that certain 1964 D pennies looked sharper, heavier, or more detailed than others. Some showed dramatic doubling on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Others showed strong lines on Lincoln face or unusual spacing in the date. Some were struck on the wrong planchet. Some escaped circulation immediately and survived in near-perfect condition, which is extremely rare for a penny that was meant to be used, not saved. Now here is where the market story becomes exciting. Coin value is not decided by age alone, it is decided by demand, rarity, and condition. A normal worn 1964 D penny is worth 1 cent, but a flawless uncirculated example with strong original color can already sell for many dollars. When you add rare errors or exceptional strike quality, the price rises rapidly, and in extreme cases, when a unique or nearly unique specimen appears at auction, the bidding can explode. There have been sales and reported market figures floating around the collector community with astonishing numbers, including claims reaching as high as $787.97648 for an extraordinary example tied to a rare error and top grade. These numbers do not apply to every coin and should never be assumed as guaranteed value, but they show how powerful the market can become when rarity meets competition among serious collectors with deep pockets. The history behind why collectors chase this coin is just as important as the price. In 1964, pennies were still made from 95% copper, giving them intrinsic metal appeal. Unlike modern zinc cents, this solid copper composition adds long-term desirability, weight, feel, and sound when dropped. The Denver Mint output was massive, but true top condition survivors are surprisingly scarce, because pennies were heavily used, stored poorly, or melted over time. Professional grading changed everything. Once third-party grading services began certifying coins, collectors finally had a trusted standard for quality. A 1964 D Lincoln penny graded at the highest levels became a trophy piece, and registry set competition pushed prices higher. Every point on the grading scale can mean thousands of dollars difference, and that is why two pennies that look similar to the untrained eye can have completely different market values. Another layer of value comes from storytelling. Collectors do not just buy metal, they buy history, imagination, and the thrill of the hunt. The idea that a simple penny pulled from circulation could pay for a car, a house, or change a life fuels endless searching, and this is why people still check jars, drawers, and old collections today, hoping to find that one special 1964 D. The market today is driven by online auctions, private sales, and global collectors. Social media has amplified rare finds overnight, and one viral post can ignite demand instantly. When a top-quality or unusual 1964 D penny appears, it does not stay quiet for long, and prices respond quickly, sometimes irrationally, sometimes record-breaking. For new collectors, the lesson is clear: never ignore pennies. Learn the details, study the design, examine the date, mint mark, and surface quality under proper lighting. Weigh the coin, listen to its sound, and compare it with known examples. Knowledge is the real key that unlocks value, not luck alone. For seasoned collectors, the 1964 D Lincoln penny represents a fascinating intersection of high mintage and hidden scarcity, a reminder that rarity is not always about low production numbers but about survival quality and uniqueness in a sea of sameness. As we look to the future, copper content, historical importance and collector nostalgia continue to support strong interest in classic Lincoln cents. While no one can promise exact prices, the story of the 1964 D penny proves that even the smallest denomination can carry massive potential when history, condition and demand collide. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most misunderstood and talked about pennies in American coinage, stay connected with Coins, where we uncover the real stories behind everyday money. Remind yourself to check your change, because the next rare discovery could already be in your pocket. And remember, in the world of coins, knowledge turns sense into fortune. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in American numismatic history, the rare Lincoln penny 1969 D, a coin that has shocked collectors, excited treasure hunters and created unbelievable stories in the coin market. This is not just a normal penny, this is a coin that many people may have already touched without knowing its true potential value, a coin that looks simple but hides a story of rarity, controversy, minting errors and jaw-dropping prices that can change a life forever. Imagine holding a small copper-colored coin in your hand, a coin that most people ignore every day, a penny that usually buys nothing, yet this particular Lincoln penny has been connected with values reaching as high as $78,797,647 in certain collector discussions and private market estimations, making it one of the most searched and hunted pennies in the world right now. And the most exciting part is that many of these coins may still be out there hiding in old jars, drawers, piggy banks and inherited collections, waiting for someone to recognize their true worth. The Lincoln penny itself has a rich legacy. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person on its face. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin quickly became a symbol of American heritage, strength and unity, and for decades millions were produced, but within those millions only a few special pieces stand out, and the 1969 D Lincoln penny is one of those pieces that has gained legendary status in the coin world. Now let us travel back to 1969, a year filled with major world events, space exploration, cultural change and technological growth. During this time, the United States Mint was producing pennies at several locations, including Denver, which is identified by the small d mint mark on the coin below the date. The Denver Mint struck millions of pennies that year, but within this massive production, something unusual happened. A small number of coins were struck with extremely rare characteristics that would later turn them into collector dreams. What makes the 1969 D Lincoln penny so special is not just the year or the mint mark, but the combination of strike quality, die characteristics, metal composition and rare anomalies that separate an ordinary penny from a life-changing one. Some examples are linked with double die features, unusual spacing in lettering, strong sharp details in Lincoln's portrait and unique surface textures that experts carefully study under magnification. These tiny differences can mean the difference between a 1-cent coin and a 6- or 7-figure collectible. Collectors around the world have spent years studying pennies from this era, because some of the rarest Lincoln cents in history come from the late 1960s. This period saw experimental die usage, heavy production pressure and occasional quality control issues, which resulted in coins that were never meant to leave the mint yet somehow did, and today these mistakes are worth fortunes when authenticated and preserved in high-grade condition. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of a 1969 D Lincoln penny. A heavily worn coin with damaged, scratches or corrosion may only be worth a small premium, but a coin with sharp details, original luster, strong strike and minimal wear can command incredible prices, especially when certified by top grading services. Collectors look for coins graded mint state, where the coin shows no signs of circulation and still carries the fresh appearance it had when it left the mint over 50 years ago. Another major factor is rarity, true rarity, not internet hype or common rumors, but verified scarcity. When a coin is confirmed to exist in extremely low numbers, its value increases dramatically. Some 1969 pennies without mint marks or with specific double die errors are already well known, but the Denver minted versions with unique traits have become the subject of intense interest, private sales, auctions and behind-the-scenes collector negotiations, many of which never reach public record. Stories have emerged of people discovering rare Lincoln pennies in everyday change at grocery stores, gas stations or old family coin jars. These stories fuel the excitement and hope that anyone watching right now could be the next person to uncover a hidden treasure. Imagine sorting through old pennies and suddenly finding a 1969 D coin that looks slightly Different, sharper, bolder, more defined than the rest. That moment of discovery is what drives coin collecting passion around the world. The historical importance of the Lincoln penny adds emotional value beyond money. Abraham Lincoln represents freedom, leadership, and resilience, and owning a rare penny bearing his image from a significant era in American history gives collectors a sense of connection to the past. Each coin tells a story not just of minting but of the people who used it, saved it, and passed it down through generations. Market value for rare coins is constantly changing based on demand, condition, certification, and collector competition. While numbers like $78,797,647 are often associated with extreme rarity, top-grade examples, or private valuations, they highlight how serious and intense the rare coin market has become. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for coins that complete sets, represent milestones, or showcase legendary minting anomalies. If you believe you may own a 1969 Lincoln penny, the first step is careful inspection. Use good lighting and magnification. Never clean the coin, as cleaning can destroy value. Look closely at the date, mint mark, lettering, and overall appearance. If something looks unusual or exceptionally sharp, the next step is professional evaluation and authentication from a trusted coin grading service. This process can protect you from counterfeit risks and confirm the true identity of your coin. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and the Lincoln penny proves that even the smallest denomination can hold enormous value. Knowledge, patience, and attention to detail are the keys to success. Many people overlook pennies, but informed collectors know that history and wealth can hide in plain sight. At Coins, we believe that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth millions. The 1969 Lincoln penny remains one of the most fascinating and debated coins in the numismatic community, a symbol of how rarity, history, and chance can combine to create something truly extraordinary. So the next time you see a simple penny, remember it might not be so simple after all. It could be a forgotten piece of history, a collector's dream, and possibly one of the most valuable coins you will ever hold. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the United States and around the world, the rare Lincoln penny, especially focusing on the famous and controversial 1975 Lincoln cent that many collectors believe could be worth a life-changing amount of money. This is not just a coin, this is a story of history, errors, legends, collector passion, and the fine line between myth and reality. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. Before that, American coins mostly showed symbols or imaginary figures. From the very beginning, Lincoln cents captured public attention, and over the decades they became one of the most collected coins in the world. Millions of people have searched their pockets, drawers, and old jars hoping to find a rare one. Now let us talk about 1975. On the surface, a 1975 Lincoln penny looks ordinary. It shows Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, just like many other pennies from that era. Millions were produced, and most are only worth face value. But hidden within this year are specific coins that have become legends among collectors, coins that can sell for hundreds, thousands, and in extreme cases, are rumored online to be valued at extraordinary figures like $787, $976.46. So what makes a 1975 Lincoln penny rare? The answer lies in minting errors, metal composition mysteries, and condition. During the 1970s, the U.S. Mint was under pressure due to rising copper prices. Experiments with metal compositions were happening quietly. Some pennies from surrounding years were mistakenly struck on the wrong metal, including aluminum planchets that were never officially released to the public. A genuine 1974 aluminum cent exists and is considered one of the rarest U.S. coins ever. Because of this, many collectors believe that undiscovered or illegally released 1975 experimental strikes could exist. Another major factor is striking errors. Double die obverse coins, where the date and lettering appear doubled, can dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks all turn ordinary pennies into collector treasures. A perfectly preserved 1975 penny with a strong double die error can fetch significant money at auction, especially if certified by a professional grading service. Condition is everything. A 1975 Lincoln penny in circulated condition may be worth only 1 cent. But the same coin in pristine uncirculated condition with full original red copper color can sell for many dollars. If it also has a rare error, the value increases exponentially. This is how small differences create massive price gaps in the coin market. Now let us address the big number that many people search for online, the nearly $800,000 figure associated with a rare Lincoln penny. It is important to understand that such prices usually come from private sales, misreported listings, exaggerated headlines, or confusion with entirely different coins. In the real coin market, values are based on verified auction results, certification, rarity, and demand. While it is extremely unlikely that an ordinary 1975 penny is worth that exact amount, history has proven again and again that unexpected coins can shock the world. Collectors once thought certain coins were impossible, until they appeared. Coins lost for decades suddenly surface in estate sales. A single error unnoticed at the mint can survive unnoticed for generations. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching. That hope is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The Lincoln penny is more than money. It is a time capsule. The 1975 penny represents America during a period of economic change, inflation, and transition. Every scratch and every shine tells a story of where that coin has been. When you hold one, you are holding history in your hand. If you think you have a rare 1975 Lincoln penny, the first step is never to clean it. Cleaning destroys value instantly. Use a magnifying glass and look closely at the date, the letters, and the edges. Weigh the coin if possible. Compare it with verified examples. And most importantly, get it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. Many people dismiss pennies as worthless, but collectors know better. Some of the most valuable coins in the world started as pocket change. The Lincoln penny has already produced multiple six-figure rarities throughout history. That alone proves that miracles in metal are possible. At coins, we do not promise instant riches, but we do believe in knowledge. The more you learn, the better your chances of recognizing something special. The next rare coin story could start in your own home, in an old box, or even in your pocket. So the next time you see a 1975 Lincoln penny, do not ignore it. Look closer. History, mystery, and maybe even serious money could be staring back at you. Stay curious, stay searching, and stay connected with coins, because in the world of coins, the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Today's video is one of the most shocking and unbelievable stories ever told in the world of coin collecting. A simple-looking Lincoln penny from 1976, a coin most people ignore, spend, or lose in couch cushions, may actually be worth an unbelievable amount of money, with reported values reaching as high as $787,976.45. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $800,000 for a single penny. And the most exciting part is that this coin may already be sitting in your pocket, your drawer, or your old coin jar right now. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, this coin has been in circulation for more than a century. Millions upon millions were minted every single year, which is why most people assume Lincoln pennies are worthless. But the truth is very different. Certain years, minting errors, metal compositions, and rare variations have turned some Lincoln pennies into some of the most valuable coins ever sold. Now let's focus on the 1976 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary. The familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and a date that doesn't seem special at all. 1976 was the year America celebrated its bicentennial, and while quarters, dimes, and half dollars got special designs, the penny did not. That alone caused many collectors to overlook it. But hidden within the 1976 penny series are extremely rare versions that collectors are desperately searching for today. During the mid-1970s, the United States Mint was dealing with major changes in metal composition. Rising copper prices forced the mint to experiment, adjust, and sometimes make mistakes. These mistakes are exactly what create legendary coins. Some 1976 Lincoln pennies were struck on incorrect planchets, meaning the metal blank used was not intended for that coin. Others show double die errors where the design appears doubled, especially on Lincoln's face, the date, or the lettering. These errors are not damage. They are mint-made, and that is what makes them incredibly valuable. One of the most valuable types of 1976 Lincoln pennies is the off-metal strike. These coins were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations or even foreign coins. When authenticated, these pennies can sell for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition. Combine an off-metal strike with a strong double die error and near-perfect preservation, and suddenly you are looking at a coin that collectors would fight over. Another key factor that drives the value of these pennies is condition. Most pennies from 1976 were heavily circulated. They were spent, scratched, and worn down over decades. But a small number survived in extraordinary condition, sometimes untouched since the day they were minted. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional grading services are extremely rare. These are the coins that command insane prices at auction. There are also rare transitional error pennies from this era. Some 1976 pennies were struck using leftover copper alloy compositions that were not supposed to be used anymore. These coins weigh differently and have a distinct sound when dropped. Collectors use precise scales and magnets to identify them. A genuine copper transitional penny from 1976 is a dream find and can instantly change someone's life. The story becomes even more exciting when you realize that many of these rare pennies were never pulled from circulation. They were spent like normal money. That means regular people found them. Not treasure hunters. Not millionaires. Just everyday individuals who decided to look closely at their change. Some of the biggest coin discoveries in history happened exactly this way. Auction records show that rare Lincoln pennies with major errors and exceptional grades can reach astonishing values. While not every 1976 penny is worth $787,976.45, documented sales of similar rarity combinations explain how such numbers become possible. Collectors are not just buying a coin. They are buying history, rarity, and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Imagine holding a penny that survived decades unnoticed, carrying a secret value that rivals luxury cars, houses, or even entire businesses. That is the magic of rare coins. And that is why the Lincoln penny continues to fascinate collectors around the world. If you want to know whether your 1976 penny could be valuable, start by examining the date closely. Look for doubling. Check the weight. Inspect the edges. Look for unusual color, thickness, or alignment. Never clean the coin, because cleaning destroys value instantly. If something looks unusual, professional authentication is the only way to know the truth. The market for rare Lincoln pennies is stronger than ever. New collectors are entering the hobby every day. Demand is rising, and supply is fixed forever. No more 1976 pennies will ever be minted. What exists today is all that will ever exist. That simple fact continues to push prices higher year after year. What makes this story even more powerful is that pennies are the most overlooked coins in the world. People throw them away, leave them behind, or forget them completely. Yet hidden among them are coins worth more than gold bars. The 1976 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how knowledge turns pocket change into wealth. So the next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. Look at it. Study it. Respect it. Because it might be a silent treasure waiting to be discovered. And who knows, the next life-changing coin story could belong to you. If you love rare coin stories, hidden money, and unbelievable values, make sure you subscribe to Coins, like this video, and share it with someone who still thinks pennies are worthless. Stay curious, keep searching, and remember, history sometimes hides in the smallest places. Today you are about to hear one of the most shocking and eye-opening stories in the world of rare coins, a story that has turned ordinary pocket change into unbelievable wealth, a story that proves sometimes history hides in plain sight right inside your wallet. Today we are talking about the rare Lincoln penny, especially the mysterious and highly discussed 1983 Lincoln cent, a coin millions of people have seen but very few truly understand. Imagine holding a small copper-colored penny that looks Completely normal at first glance, Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, nothing special, right? But what if that tiny coin could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house, and in some extreme collector stories even approaching hundreds of thousands of dollars? This is not a fantasy, this is the real reason collectors all over the world are hunting for rare Lincoln pennies every single day. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. Before that, U.S. coins showed symbols, not people, which instantly made the Lincoln cent special from the very beginning. Over the decades the design changed, metals changed, and mistakes happened, and those mistakes are where fortunes are born. Now let us come to the year that has shocked the coin world, 1983, a year when the United States Mint officially switched penny composition from mostly copper to zinc with a thin copper coating due to rising metal costs. But something incredible happened during this transition. Some pennies were struck incorrectly using the wrong metal planchets, meaning a few 1983 pennies were accidentally made on copper blanks instead of zinc. Why does this matter? Because a genuine 1983 copper Lincoln penny should not exist according to official mint records, and when something is not supposed to exist, collectors go crazy. A normal 1983 zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but a rare copper version weighs around 3.11 grams. That tiny weight difference has created one of the most valuable modern penny mysteries in U.S. history. Professional grading companies have confirmed that authentic 1983 copper pennies are extremely rare, and only a very small number have ever been verified. Collectors test these coins using precise scales, magnet tests, and professional authentication because many fake claims exist. But when a real one is found, the value becomes insane. Some confirmed examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and private collector estimates have gone even higher depending on condition, originality, and certification. Now let us talk about market value, because this is where excitement explodes. Most 1983 pennies in your pocket are worth exactly 1 cent, nothing more, but a genuine error or transitional metal version can be worth more than most people earn in years. Uncirculated high-grade examples can reach massive prices, especially when demand rises and supply stays almost zero. Some viral numbers like $787,976.44 are often mentioned online, and while such exact figures depend on extreme private sales and speculation, what matters is this: the 1983 copper Lincoln penny is considered priceless by many serious collectors because it represents a minting mistake that officially should not exist, making it one of the rarest modern U.S. cents ever. Discussed beyond 1983, the Lincoln penny series has many other legendary errors, including double dies, off-center strikes, wrong metal compositions, and missing mint marks, all of which add layers of value and history to this small coin. Lincoln pennies are not just money, they are time capsules that reflect economic changes, wars, metal shortages, and human error inside government mints. That is why coin collectors do not just collect coins, they collect stories, and the 1983 Lincoln penny tells a story of transition, confusion, and accidental rarity. A moment when old copper met new zinc and a few pennies slipped through history unnoticed until sharp eyes discovered them decades later. Today collectors search bank rolls, flea markets, inherited jars, and even old piggy banks, hoping to find that one rare penny that changes everything. Professional dealers advise never cleaning coins, never polishing them, and always getting potential rarities authenticated, because one wrong move can destroy thousands of dollars in value. So next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. Check the date, check the weight, look closer, because history does not always shout, sometimes it whispers from the smallest coin in your hand. This is why the Lincoln penny remains one of the most loved and hunted coins in the world. Simple, affordable for beginners, yet capable of producing life-changing discoveries for those who pay attention. If you love rare coins, hidden value, and unbelievable money stories, this channel Coins is your home, because here we reveal the truth behind ordinary money and expose the extraordinary value hiding inside. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about coins in the coin collecting world, the Lincoln penny, and especially the 1994 Lincoln cent, a coin that many people believe could be worth a lot of money and maybe even change your life if you understand what to look for. So stay with me till the end, because this story is not just about a coin, it is about history, mistakes, myths, rare errors, and how ordinary pocket change sometimes becomes extraordinary. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins ever produced in the United States. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person. From that moment, the Lincoln cent became part of everyday life, passing through millions of hands, wallets, and pockets, while silently recording American history through wars, economic changes, and technological Progress. Now let us move forward to the year 1994. The United States Mint was producing billions of pennies every year, and the Denver Mint, marked with a small d under the date, was one of the main production centers. The 1994 D Lincoln penny was struck in very large numbers, which is why most people think it is common and not valuable. And yes, in normal condition, a regular 1994 D penny is usually only worth face value or a few cents at most, but this is where things become interesting, because the world of rare coins is not only about how many were made, it is about how many survived in special condition, and most importantly whether any mistakes or rare varieties were created during the minting process. Many people online talk about the 1994 D Lincoln penny being worth an unbelievable amount of money, numbers like hundreds of thousands or even close to $1 million, such as figures like $787,976 and more. These numbers sound exciting and emotional, but it is very important to understand the truth behind them. The truth is that a normal 1994 D Lincoln penny is not worth that kind of money. However, certain extremely rare error coins or experimental pieces connected to the mid-1990s can reach very high values at auctions. These are not ordinary pennies, these are coins with major mint errors, rare compositions, or one-of-a-kind characteristics that make collectors compete fiercely to own them. During the early 1990s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions because copper prices were rising. This led to a lot of confusion, rumors, and sometimes genuine rare transitional errors. A transitional error happens when a coin is struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. For example, if a penny intended for another year or metal type was accidentally used, this can create an incredibly rare coin. If a genuine 1994 D Lincoln penny were discovered struck on a wrong metal, such as a leftover experimental planchet, and confirmed by professional grading services, then yes, such a coin could be worth a fortune, possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars, because collectors pay for uniqueness and verified history, not hype. Another factor that can dramatically increase value is condition. Coins are graded on a scale, and pennies in perfect mint state with full original luster, sharp details, and no wear are extremely rare, especially after decades. Even common coins can become valuable if they are preserved in near perfect condition, but still not anywhere near $1 million levels unless combined with rarity. There are also double die errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and misaligned dies. Some of these errors are dramatic and clearly visible to the naked eye. When verified, these errors can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on how strong and rare the error is. The internet is full of exaggerated claims because excitement brings views, but serious collectors and investors rely on facts, professional grading, and auction results, not rumors. If you think you have a special 1994 D Lincoln penny, the first step is never to clean it. Cleaning destroys value. The second step is to compare it carefully with known error varieties, and the final step is to have it authenticated by a respected grading service. The real value of the Lincoln penny is not only in money but in history. Each penny connects us to the past, from Abraham Lincoln himself to the modern age of machines and mass production. It teaches us patience, knowledge, and attention to detail. So next time you see a penny, do not ignore it. Look at the date, the mint mark, the color, the weight, and the details, because sometimes value hides in plain sight, not because every coin is rare but because a few special ones are. The story of the 1994 D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how myths and reality mix in the coin world. Some people chase dreams while others study facts. The smart collector learns both and understands that true treasure comes from knowledge. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins and hidden value, make sure to stay connected with this channel, Coins, where we explore real stories, real history, and real possibilities in the world of coin collecting, because you never know when the next coin in your hand might have a story worth telling. Today we are diving deep into the mysterious world of the rare Lincoln penny, especially the famous 2002 D Lincoln cent that has shocked collectors, confused beginners, and created endless excitement in the coin market. This is not just a coin story, this is a journey of history, metal, mistakes, rarity, and human obsession with hidden treasure. The Lincoln penny is one of the most recognized coins in the world. It was first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real person. For decades, the Lincoln cent has passed through millions of hands, buying candy, newspapers, and everyday items. Because it feels so common, people often forget that within these ordinary coins, extraordinary rarities can exist. Some Lincoln pennies are not just coins, they are historical artifacts, and in rare cases, they are life-changing discoveries. Now let us focus on the year 2002 and the Denver Mint, marked by the small d below the date. On paper, the 2002 Lincoln penny seems very normal. Millions were minted, and most of them are still worth only 1 cent. But here is where the story becomes exciting. In the world of coin collecting, value is not decided only by age. It is decided by rarity, condition, minting errors, demand, and the story behind the coin. And this is where certain 2002 Lincoln pennies step out of the shadows. Some collectors and online sellers have claimed astonishing prices, even figures like $787,976.42, connected to extremely rare examples. This kind of number immediately grabs attention, and that is why so many people rush to check their pockets and old jars. But it is important to understand what really creates such massive value. A normal 2002 penny will never be worth that amount. The excitement comes from very specific situations such as extreme mint errors, unique planchet mistakes, dramatic doubling, wrong metal compositions, or coins struck in a way that should never have happened. One of the most valuable factors in modern Lincoln pennies is a major mint error. Errors like off-metal strikes, where a penny is struck on the wrong type of metal, can turn a common coin into a legend. Imagine a 2002 Lincoln cent accidentally struck on a silver or foreign planchet. That kind of mistake is incredibly rare, and if authenticated, it can send collectors into a frenzy. Another powerful factor is dramatic double die errors, where the date, lettering, or Lincoln's portrait appears doubled due to a mistake in the die creation process. Strong, clear doubling that can be seen with the naked eye is what collectors dream of. Condition also plays a massive role. Coins are graded on a scale, and only the best of the best survive in perfect or near-perfect condition. A 2002 Lincoln penny graded at the very top level, with flawless surfaces, blazing original luster, and zero damage, becomes a trophy coin. When rarity, error, and condition come together, prices can climb into unbelievable territory. That is how stories of 6-figure and even near 7-figure values are born. The Lincoln penny also carries emotional and historical value. Abraham Lincoln represents unity, struggle, and resilience. Collectors feel a strong connection to his image, and that adds another layer of demand. Modern collectors are also fascinated by the idea that valuable coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums, Lincoln pennies are still found in circulation. That feeling of hope drives people to search rolls of coins every day. The market for rare coins is always changing. Values rise and fall based on demand, new discoveries, and collector trends. A coin that sells for a record price usually does so because multiple wealthy collectors want it at the same time. Auctions are emotional battlefields. When 2 or 3 serious buyers lock onto the same rare Lincoln penny, prices can explode far beyond expectations. That is how headlines are made and legends are created. It is also important to be realistic and smart. Many exaggerated claims online are based on misunderstandings or misleading listings. Just because someone lists a 2002 penny for an extreme price does not mean it is actually worth that amount. True value is proven through professional grading, authentication, and real auction results. Serious collectors always verify before believing any number. Still, the magic of the 2002 Lincoln penny remains alive. It represents the idea that treasure can be ordinary, that history can fit in your palm, and that knowledge can turn pocket change into opportunity. Every coin has a story, but only a few coins carry stories powerful enough to change lives. So the next time you see a Lincoln penny, do not ignore it. Look at the date, check the mint mark, study the details, and respect the history. Whether it is worth 1 cent or a fortune, it is a reminder that rarity is often hidden where people least expect it. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is a passion, a hunt, and sometimes, a doorway to unbelievable value. If you love discovering hidden stories, rare coins, and unbelievable facts from the world of money, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep checking every coin. This is Coins, where small metal pieces tell big stories, and where even a single penny can hold the power of history, mystery, and dreams.